So my guest today is a fast-rising Nigerian director, Nwani. Now, he emerged as the best director at the concluded New York Tri-State Film Festival. This is for his short film called Naked Woman. Now, the short film, it explores the trauma of unwanted pregnancy and single parenthood. It also premiered at the Smithsonian National Museum for African Art. This was in Washington, D.C. It's supposed to screen at the 11th edition of the African International Film Festival, AFRIF, as well. So Naked Woman is a short film, and it follows the story of a single mother, Ufoma, who, after the difficulties she has gone through in life, is somewhat bitter and scared about her daughter making the same mistakes. So what does she do? Well, this film has Ejovoke Obas, Roberta Orioma, who doubles as a co-writer, by the way, and it's currently streaming on YouTube with over 40,000 views since its premiere in July. Take a look at the trailer.
I say, may you just drop me for us.
You the fucker.
Mommy, I not be you. You train me well. I mean, you notice say you be better, mama. You see how this fine girl way they do so? Not only you go carry on the problem for your head. I don't give a left. You don't sleep with that man. I don't go ever talk to you again for this life. Mommy, I not the joke. Still fear end us.
What did they do with that man will drop you?
Mommy, I not get energy for this kind of talk this night. So.
You they mad?
Well, joining me right now on Arise 360, you're looking at Nwani, a fearless storyteller. You know, he says he uses his stories, how did you put it, to mirror societies and the places people call gray areas. But Orire, you do this in a very interesting way with short films. Some people would say, well, it's so short. What could you possibly tell? What story could you possibly tell in what, 14, 15 minutes? Tell me about that.
Hi, Kachi. I think short films are the same thing. They are films, and films are stories that should be told. So it doesn't matter if you're telling it in 1 minute or 2 minutes or 10 minutes. There's a story that deserves to be told, and that's why you, as the filmmaker, are telling the story. So yeah, a lot of stories can be told in 1 minute.
But let's be realistic, Orire. Like, I find it, how, like, in terms of the mechanism behind it, how does it actually work?
I think every story requires a beginning, middle, and an end. And so if you're going to make a film, be it a feature film, even a documentary, it requires that. So if you have that together, you can make a film even if it's in less than a minute. It's the same technicalities that is involved in doing short films that you require to do feature-length films, that you require to even do documentaries, the same crew strength. You still need a DP, you need a gaffer, you need a costume department, you need an art director. So you need the entire team to make the film, regardless of whether it's a short film or a feature-length film.
Basically, you went to the, you're a big man, you're chilling with the big boys, yes? You went to the New York Tri-State Film Festival, came in with, I mean, do you know what it means to get out as the best director? Tell me about that entire process, from getting your short film there to getting nominated, other nominees. You know, tell us how this whole thing happened. That's a really big deal.
I mean, I am as surprised as every other person is. While we were making Naked Woman, we really did not think that, wanted to do a film that's going to earn me Best Director in a film festival, talk more of the New York Tri-States. We just wanted to tell a story. We wanted to tell a story about fear. We wanted to tell a story about how the past can hold the future to ransom. And that's what we set out to do. And then we finished the film. We started the festival runs, entered for a couple of festivals, and the reality started dawning when we had our first entry. and then we're selected into Florida shots, and we got up to semi-finalists. And I told the team, it's like there's something in this film that we probably do not recognize. And then, yeah, it whole happened, the nomination. And then when I looked at the films in the lineup, I knew we probably wouldn't win. But then, yeah, we had Best Director. It still feels so unreal, even up until now.
Tell me about the other films in that category as you. I know the festival director himself congratulated you on this big win. So walk us through other movies. Were they international films? Were they, by international, I mean being in Nigeria, anything outside Nigeria will be considered that? Or were they local films, that is, films that were made here as well?
I think, first off, we were the only Nigerians in that festival. The other films were from Colombia, China, from America, India. So we were the only Nigerians in that category. So that's why it's very surprising and humbling for myself and my team to have bagged that award as Best Film Director. So yeah, when I looked at the list, like I said earlier, it was impossible for us to emerge winner because there were films that I was watching and I was like, that's a good film. You know what I mean? And then it happened that we won.
So you're heading to AFRIF, that's a big deal. But in terms of your movie, is this your first, by the way? Is this your first film, or have you done others initially?
So no, this is not my first short film, but if I count short films I've done, this would be the third. Because as a filmmaker, one of the ways to express yourself is by creating the type of films you want to do when you get on those bigger stage. And that's what I have learned to do. Do stories that I know are really the type of stories that I want to share with people. I've done a film called No Means Maybe. It was about rape. And then last year we did EJ. EJ was about the NSAS and the protests that happened around October 20th. And then now we have Naked Woman. So yeah, short films has just been my thing to just use to showcase my ability as a filmmaker.
Oh, Orire, do you think your chances would have been slimmer, that is, of getting to the New York Tri-State Film Festival, if there was, say, a body that regulated short films and how they are sent out of the country for awards like this or recognitions like this? I'm guessing this is like, from what you've explained, it wasn't like it was a body that selected. This is something that your team and yourself decided to put together and, you know, just put in various positions. But believe it or not, there are movies in Nigeria that's, to get to a certain peak, it's kind of decided on by certain people. So based off of that, imagine you had your film and you had to go through this people or this certain persons, whoever they may be, if they do exist. Do you think your chances would have been slimmer based on the Nollywood that we both know?
Kachi, it's interesting that you'd ask this question because it's a never-ending question, really. I think that Nollywood itself is the support system that it needs. So if there were a body that was watching over what gets into what festival, probably maybe it would have been slimmer because, again, film has artistic appeal and different people watch films for different reasons. And some other people have seen Naked Woman and really don't like it. Doesn't mean it's a bad film. Some people see it and be like, oh, this film is good. Doesn't mean it's the best film. So yeah, film appeals to people differently. And if there is a if there's a structure of people that has to see your film before it gets exported out of the country, Yeah, there may be some gray area because the film has to appeal to these people before it gets out there. So I think that if there was a body that was in charge of getting the film to the festival, would the chances have been slimmer? I don't know for sure, because I believe we made a good film, and if anybody had seen that film, they would surely give it a chance to try itself home and abroad.
Orire, I have to say then that you should just be grateful that you have the freedom to just go out there and explore as much as you want without asking anyone's permission, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, that's the beauty of short film. It's the same thing with the music industry, I believe, where an artist can do a song in their apartment and then just upload it up to iTunes or Spotify or whatever streaming platforms they want to put it on. And it's the same thing with films. Because if you do a film as a young filmmaker, you want to make people see the film. Nobody creates a film and wants to put it in their bedroom or just want their family and friends to see it. You want the entire world to see your film. So that's why a good chunk of us do films. We have a story that we believe people should see, and we want to tell that story. So the opportunity to do that, to do your film and not having a limiting mindset to say, if I put this film out, what will people say? Will people allow the film thrive? Is there a body that would say, oh no, this film cannot get out the way it is? No young filmmaker wants that. We want to be able to tell films the way we want to tell them, given the resources that we require to tell them, and do that with no limitation at all. So yes, it is a rare privilege that some of us have. And I hope it continues to stay that way. Honey,
I hope it continues to stay that way as well. I mean, I think on that note, that is the reason why more people should delve into short films, right? Anyway, Orire Nwani, congratulations again. And thanks so much for joining us on the show today. This has been such a fantastic conversation.